Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios, doing some stuff that I found that I thought looked pretty good. Specifically, actually, this is already in the list, this is the one I wanted to do. Cool, it's finally made the popular tab. Semi-Realistic Zombie Plague by Anita Chal. Realism for the win, I tried my best to science the crap out of this. Don't forget to explore symptoms and ability trees, I tried to make each kinda worthwhile. Ooh, cool. Note, this is still kind of a work in progress. Sciencing the crap out of this, huh? Well, now color me intrigued. It's actually what caught my attention and why I wanted to try this scenario out. Not that I'll be able to tell them if they're wrong or not. You know, it's a, damn it, Anita Chal, I'm an engineer, not a doctor. Or something, I don't know. Either way, yeah, let's give it a shot. It could be kind of fun. Freaking heck, go away. Oh, crap, I don't remember all the genes that I do. All right, let's try metabolic, genetic mimic, I'm going to do Aquasites, Extremophile, and I love having Dopamine Inhibitor, I think is the one I really like for the Necrovirus. Increase the chance of a zombie victim becoming a zombie. It's pretty darn good. I have seen some which reduce the rate of decay, which is also pretty strong, but yeah, no, we're going to go for Dopamine Inhibitor. I just think it's better in general. And let's move on. Normal difficulty, O. Ugandis. I don't know what O. Ugandis is, but we'll stick with it. Anyone know what that means? That actually reminds me. I remember when I played the Santa's Little Helper Plague, I didn't understand. I didn't. It was called XMA-3 by default, and I was like, I don't know what this means. So let's move on. And someone's like, "Are you seriously didn't realize that stands for Xmas?" I was like, "Oh." So maybe O. Ugandis stands for something, or maybe it's just a purely technical term. I don't know. We're in a Necrovirus though, and we have to start in Central Africa? That's an interesting place to force me to start. Okay, let's find out what's going to go on there. Transmissions, we have aerialized spores. Masses and of the fungus expel spores to infect hosts. Okay. Ant 1, fungus infiltrates ants and begins to grow and fester beneath their carapace. Now is this actually based off of the mind-controlling fungus that I've actually seen? There is a kind of fungus out there that actually will take over the minds of insects if it can burrow into them. And it actually will lead the insects to take it to a place that's more hospitable to the fungus. Like actual freaking brain control. It's scary as hell. It's also awesome, but scary as hell. Let's go ahead and grab it. Ant 1 leads to Mosquito 1. Mosquito is susceptible to infection. Carrier mosquito increases infectivity, especially in hot climates, and chance of mutation. Okay. Pretty effective, actually, for 7 DNA. Not too bad. Air 1. Nothing special about that. Okay, symptoms. We have no symptoms yet. All right, abilities. We actually started off with some drug resistance. Now, that is interesting. Okay, well, we have our genetic hardening, drug resistance 2, heat resistance, cold resistance, some pretty basic stuff there. Now, this is a Necrovirus, which, of course, means there are 2 stages to this particular... Ooh. All right, global warming. Thank you. Cold countries getting colder. Good to know. What was I trying to say? Right. There are 2 stages to this scenario. There are going to be the infection stage and then the zombie stage. So, yeah, this might be a long game. We'll see. It depends entirely on how the author decided to queue this up. Air 1, queue this up? Freaking heck. Queue it up. As if I know what I'm talking about. I meant basically how they decide to alter it and design it and how much infection they want. Why did I said queue? I don't know. I still don't know. I'm trying to rack my brain, I can't figure it out. Accelerated internal growth. Fungus begins to grow throughout the digestive system, nervous system, and respiratory system in the form of tendrils. As far as I can tell, this does nothing, so for now, let's save up for Air 2 because that is remarkably infective and it's going to be very helpful in the arid regions. There we go. Would love to get Water 1 and Water 2, of course. I imagine that what's going to end up happening is this fungus is going to move on, graduate from merely infecting insects and mind-controlling them, to eventually controlling and killing humans, and their dead bodies. By the way, I noticed that Water 2 is immediately accessible from Air 2. That's usually a bug that's worth fixing at some points. You don't want it to access level 2 before you've managed to get level 1. That's a simple prerequisite thing that you can set in the scenario designer. Not too hard to figure out. Alright, maxed out on air and water. Good. So we still have no access to symptoms, so... I mean, I could access some new abilities, but I think the best thing to do is to grab accelerated internal growth and try to move toward humans. Cerebral chemical interrupt, also misspelled. Fungal tendrils in the brain begin to block and intercept incoming chemical signals before releasing their own for manipulation of the brain. Okay, so now we actually are going to proper mind control here. Ant colony structure collapse. Ants infected with the fungus have their brains reassigned. All ants believe they are soldiers of a different colony, causing them to go on rampages around colonies. So, I'm sorry, I thought we were trying to create zombies? I still kind of can see how this is going to end up migrating, but I think I was expecting it to migrate away from the bugs and the ants a little bit faster. This is a very ant-themed scenario. It's a bug's life, man, or undeath. It's a bug's undeath? Oh my god. That would make for such an awesome creepypasta. Or something like that, I don't know. Drug resistance level 2. Do we care about heat resistance? I don't think so. Let's grab ant colony structure collapse, and that leads to ant reanimation. Infected ants that died in battle or of seizures after a certain amount of time are used as walking shelters and food for the fungus. Okay, we've created our own little zombies. Tiny little ant zombies. Ant cannibalism, also misspelled. Fungus within animated ants use the digestive system of the ants to bring in new sustenance for the fungus. There you go. I thought I was going to say substance, but it's not. There are a lot of freaking transmissions. When do I get my symptoms? So many points being spent on this so far. Good lord. Now that said, it does seem to me that, so far anyway, the scenario is reprogrammed to give you a larger amount of DNA than I'm accustomed to, because we've really managed to spend a lot of DNA before we've even gotten out of Africa, so I suspect that's what's going on. Sanguivore carriers, ticks, and fleas. Okay, so this is how we're going to get to the humans. We're going to move on from little tiny bugs like ticks, and it's going to get into the bloodstream of humans. Well, nope, we're going to mammals first. Okay, grab mammals. Mammal reanimation. Fungus is able to build more complex fungal systems, allowing it to reanimate mammals. Reanimated animals are also aggressive. Okay, a little bit of severity, pretty good amount of infectivity. I mean, good lord, we're going to become extremely infective in this scenario. Madagascar immediately shut down their ports. Here's my main problem. Because we can't get any zombies set up yet, I'm kind of nervous that we're not going to get a presence in every continent in most of the world before we get our zombies, because we're now severe enough that some countries are already shutting down their ports. So that could work out pretty bad for me. We really need to get to our zombies as quickly as possible, since flying under the radar is not an option. Primate 1. Fungus is now able to recreate the complex structures found inside the brains of lesser and more rodent-like primates, such as lemurs. Are lemurs considered rodent-like? I'm not sure that's how I ever would have described them. I'm not saying you're wrong, that's literally not how I ever think I would have described them. Okay, let's go ahead and grab Primate 2, and that leads to... Wait, do we read this? Oh, chimpanzees, orangutan, and gorillas. Primate reanimation! Now we're gonna resurrect all the gorillas! Oh, zombie monkeys. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of, actually no, they didn't have zombie monkeys in, the Curse of Monkey Island stuff, did they? No, just zombie pirates, but I don't think the monkeys ever got reanimated. Well, they should, by God! And then we have Hominidae Bridge, which is what's going to allow us to jump from primates into humans, and that's going to cost us 36 DNA. Good heavens! This is an expensive scenario. I'm glad they rebalanced it, because if they did not, this would be stupid. Extreme zoonosis. Infection crosses multiple species barriers, increases infectivity, especially in rural and urban areas, mutation chance, and cross-country transmission. I assume you mean like just basic land transmission? Rash. So do I want to go... I think I need to start working down the human tree. I think this is a trap. Okay, don't waste your 40 points. We need to start moving toward the zombies quickly before they shut everything down and start working on the cure. Pneumonia, good in cold climates. Schizophrenia, necrosis, we know we love our necrosis, and scar tissue buildup. Slight buildup of scar tissue causes irritation of the skin. I mean, I guess it's kind of what it's like when you have a ton of calluses on your foot or something. Really frustrating. Also disgusting. Let's grab that. Skin lesions. I'm really looking for the zombies here. Tumors, slightly lethal. Schizophrenia can cause fatal fever. So we're going to get some lethality almost no matter what. Skin lesions will help, but at this point, we've gotten around in most of the world. I'm not really worried about whether or not my zombies are going to be able to get to almost anywhere in the world at this point. We've been pretty lucky. So infectivity is not the big deal. I'm going to go for necrosis, but we need to find the zombie symptoms somewhere. Total brain death. Comprehensive replacement of brain cell DNA triggers massive immune response. I need a hiccup so bad, and I'm holding it down. Oh god, it's like stifling a sneeze. It just feels like it increases the pressure of your whole head. Ouch. Anyway, where was I? Alright. Immune response leading to complete and irreversible loss of brain function. Very lethal. And cytopathic reanimation. That's what we're looking for. Turn the dead into zombies. Come on, keep giving me tons of DNA. You've been very generous thus far. Keep it going. Schizophrenia mutated for free. Sweet. Mexico's leading the cure effort. For all the good it shall do. Epidermal spore dispersal. A system of fungal tendrils across and under the skin, accompanied by mushrooms sprouting from the flesh, allows for airborne dispersal of spores. Ugh. Little fungal mycelium, like, just sprouting from the flesh? Ugh. Gross and awesome. Let's get it. Fungal bone reinforcement. Fungal roots grow throughout bones and harden, creating a structure much more difficult to break with blunt force trauma. This is actually really kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I don't pretend to be like a great biologist or anything. So when they say they're sciencing the crap out of this, I'm just gonna have to take them at their word. But the thing is, I actually know some of this stuff. The whole mind-controlling mushroom fungusy thing that actually can like reanimate the dead. You know, what would ever happen if the zombie plague evolved to be able to affect humans? And really, you just went from insects to progressively moving up the, you know, the food chain here. No, not the food chain, but the evolutionary chain. Mammals and stuff, primates, whatever. What's this? Corpse protection. Zombies attracted to corpses often end up protecting the corpse, dead more likely to become a zombie. Interesting. Where's my travel? Ah, there's the hordes. Horde instinct, grab. Increasing their travel speed, or do we want to go for horde mentality? We'll go for horde mentality for now. Let's keep going down the symptoms, though, because any form of combat ability to fight back ZCOM will be useful for me. So fungal bone reinforcement sounds good. Fungal plating, combat advantage. That's exactly what I was asking for. Let's grab that. Mass lung infestation. Fungus replicates in lungs, allowing for dispersal of spores with each breath. Pressure-sensitive tendrils. Small fungal tendrils on the face, around the nose, and eyes can be used to detect movements via air pressure changes. This is actually really cool. I'm sorry, I'm kind of geeking out a little bit about this. This is awesome. This is a really cool scenario. I like the creativity of this one. It's believable. That's what's crazy about it. It's a freaking Plague Inc. scenario. It's like, you know, I can almost see that happening. By the way, the problem is we managed to destroy pretty much the entire world with, like, no effort at all. I mean, look at this. How many DNA we got? We're gonna have, like, 300 by the time this is over. 264. I was almost close. New Guinea is not infected. We'll fix that pretty quickly. And Japan is not infected. The Chinese are invading! Actually, let's send the Koreans instead. The Koreans are invading! There we go. Yeah, I don't know if the ZCOM's gonna have an opportunity to set up at this point. Let's see. Lumbrical hypertrophy? Nearly impossible to break free. Okay, that's pretty standard. Strain precursor. The start of something very big. I'm curious. Grab! What does it do? What does it do? I want to know what it does. All right, well, let's grab fungal talons. Fungus growing within the bones of fingertips of infected protrude from the skin, creating large, sharp, and powerful talons. Cool. Engorged quadriceps. Improve horde speed. Sweet. Fungal pelvis. Like the Elvis pelvis, but it's made of mushroom stuff. Majority of pelvis replaced by much more flexible fungal material and cartilage allows for a quadrupedal and bipedal gait. We could do that. Let's go for hinged fungal mandibles instead. Large hinged fungal plates on the face around the mouth grind together and self-sharpen, often used in combat to crush armor and sever entire limbs in one strike. Savage hunger. Aggression, also misspelled, and problem-solving skills of infected individuals dramatically increase the longer they have been without sustenance. Really? So the longer zombies haven't fed, the more intelligent they become? That seems interesting. Use of sonar and echolocation. Nocturnalism. I want to know what the strain precursor does. Peptide surge. Fungal bulk. Nocturnalism? Temporal lobe manipulation? But, I want to know. What does it do? Fungal pelvis. Goliath strain. Goliath online. A rare quadrupedal infected that displays a rather impressive bulk. Its huge muscle mass and armor combined with its powerful hands makes it a deadly adversary. I mean, okay, but seriously, what big thing has been started here? Because I really want to know. I'm missing it, and it's driving me nuts. Goliath strain. Crap. It's right here. What is it? What locks it? I need to know. ZCOM active in Japan. Okay, hang on. In order to fight that, I need hundreds of thousands of zombies. I also need more DNA. Actually, we're still killing really well in Japan because guess what? We have a freaking ton of combat effectiveness, but the Koreans are resurging! The second wave! There we go. ZCOM's been destroyed. That was easy. So the world's dead. Yep, it already destroyed humanity. Soon the zombies will decay. Where was it? God, I wanted to know. Oh, Ugandis and its zombies have consumed humanity. 3 stars. There is nothing left. Less than a year to destroy humanity. So, I mean, beyond the obvious spelling errors, I really, really like this scenario. I'm trying to think through balance issues, though. Because we were basically able to infect and destroy pretty much the entire world in no time flat. I mean, we got our zombies, and very, very rapidly, every country was dead. That was it. There was really no time for ZCOM to set up. We really weren't missing any places. I don't know. I feel like if anything, this could be beaten on Mega Brutal as easily as you could on normal. If anything, it's just too easy. But it's really freaking cool. I want to know what that stupid... Yes, I will recommend it. I'll come back to that. I want to know, what is the something big you were talking about? Cheats? Unlimited strain, please. Thank you. Moving on. Blah, 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 blah. Let's find out. 2,000 DNA points. So, starting with the transmissions, going down the ants, we're going to have to start moving toward humans. Now, I will say, I'm really, really glad that they thought through the balance of getting this many transmissions just to access the symptoms. I'm really, really glad they thought that through, because otherwise the scenario would be pretty much impossible. But, because there are so many things to get, I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe the stats increase too quickly. It should have been a little bit more of a challenge to get around the world, is all I'm trying to say. Really, really cool scenario. Great idea. Mercury infusion. Huh. Start of something big. What unlocks it? What unlocks the next... Up! Okay, something we did unlocked it. Maybe it was pressure-sensitive tendrils? Ravager strain. A rare variant of infected that clearly displays an impressive arsenal of powerful fungal talons. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so maybe the strain precursor unlocks the Ravager strain, the Goliath strain. There's probably another one over here. Spore wounds, spore boils, enhanced motor control, lupus strain. Description continued in next bubble. This one? Description continued. Really? You're gonna charge me twice for the description? Okay, they possess a quadrupedal gait, harpoon-like tongue. These are weird. Okay, hang on. Let's describe this. An extremely rare variant of infected. Their entire body, aside from vital organs and skeleton, have been replaced by fungus. Description continued in the next bubble. They possess a quadrupedal gait, harpoon-like tongue, soft yet regenerative fungal armor that makes them pretty bulletproof, prefer to stalk their prey, agile. That's a terrifying monstrosity you have described there. Of course, we were able to unlock this before we got the fungal harpoon tongue, though, so that seems slightly out of order, but okay. Skin to fungus spore transit. There's a lot in this scenario. I actually would hazard a guess that there might be a little bit too much in this scenario. Because realistically, just playing at a normal speed like we just did, you know, the world was dead long before we accessed this entire region. So I would probably guess that the stats need to be reduced on all of this so that the game lasts a little bit longer and you are incentivized to find more of this stuff. That's just my guess, though. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's really freaking cool. It was pretty believable. I mean, the strains, okay, the strains, and now you're getting kind of into the realm of suspension of disbelief, but like just the natural progression from the mind-controlling zombie fungus that infects insects moving up toward humans, and then what would happen from there. That's really awesome. Now, the result is instead of turning into zombies, we really just turn into a bunch of mushroom people. But I like it anyway. I dig it. Very cool scenario. Well done. Definitely deserves the 5 stars. Thank you all very much for watching. This has been Pravus. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I, as always, will see you guys next time.